Hello everybody! Welcome to this video. I'm going to be talking about long distance relationships and just thoughts I have about them. I've been in a long distance relationship. I've been married for 17 years and there's been lots of times where he's been gone for like a year, 6 months, various trainings, whatever. The longest deployment that he did was like 18 months, I believe. And that was when COVID happened, so like he wasn't able to just travel home when he was meant to. We didn't know when he was gonna come home, so that was kind of, mentally exhausting. And I just want to share some thoughts I have about it. So yeah. Everybody's relationship obviously is very unique and very different, and every person is so unique and different too, so I think it comes down to just listening to your intuition and following your own internal guidance. And really, I know advice can be helpful, but sometimes you need to shut everybody else's advice out. So I don't know. I feel like my main advice is just to like listen to yourself, but a lot of things that have helped me is like obviously having a hobby, having a passion, something you're passionate about. And maybe you don't necessarily know what that is right away, and that's okay. I would encourage you to just try different things. Try watercolors, try reading, try hiking, try anything. That's one thing that's like fun about life, right? Is like trying different things. Maybe you like golf and you have no idea that you like it so much until you try it. And so I'm very grateful that I found art, and I'm really passionate about art, and that's something I can do from home. So I don't even have to go anywhere. I just come in my art studio, and it's such a great way to pass time, to pour your energy into something that makes you feel good. It can even make you money if you want to sell your art, or whatever it is that you're making. Maybe you make jewelry, maybe you make pottery, whatever. But yeah, just having something that you really enjoy doing is huge to pass that time and also keep yourself interesting. That's one thing I find sometimes in relationships. People can become like so like each other that they're like codependent, I guess, or like really enmeshed with, maybe not a bad thing, but it's like just keeping your uniqueness is so important to keep that magnetism in your relationship. I know my husband, he has his own passions, his own things that he likes to do, and I love that. I love that he has things that he likes to do. It just, I don't know, it just keeps you interesting. It keeps you, just interesting. That's like the main word I can think of. And just like keeping your communication clear as possible. So if you start having like really strong feelings about something, maybe you're missing him, maybe you're triggered, maybe you're just, who knows what you're moving through. It's really tempting as women to just keep it to ourselves and just be like, oh, I'll get over it, whatever. But that rarely ever happens. So like actually it's really good to kind of just like say how you're feeling with I am statements. Like, I'm feeling this way, I'm feeling that way. Because most of the time they're gonna really love that you're sharing your feelings with them and just getting it out in the open, so you guys can actually talk. Because since you are in a long distance relationship, like this device right here is like the most important thing. It's like you can text, you can call, you can, whatever you need to do, but it will keep that relationship connected, because the physical distance is keeping you physically separated, but that doesn't mean that you need to be like emotionally, spiritually separated, So if you're having feelings and stuff, I really encourage you to find a really healthy, non-blaming way to like communicate that. And another thing is, to keep the relationship like the sparks and the magnetism and the spiciness. Don't be afraid to like take those sensual selfies, take those beautiful pictures of yourself, even if it's not necessarily to send to him. It's like, it makes you feel good. You remind yourself like, oh, I am hot, like I am beautiful. And how you feel about yourself really shows, it really shines. And it's really fun to be able to send him photos or videos and stuff. Because it just keeps that connection. Yeah, baby? What? Yeah? Yeah, baby, go. Yes. But yeah, the sensual selfies and the images, like I'm always sending him pictures like randomly. I'll just like snap a selfie of like what I'm doing, like if I'm like out running errands or whatever. And it's just like a fun way. And he does the same thing to me. And I just love getting pictures. And I'm just like, ah, he's thinking about me. It's just a fun way to stay connected, you know? It's a fun way to keep them interested in what you're doing. Not that they aren't, but it's like, wow, like they get excited about like what they get to come home to, you know, and vice versa. Like you're excited to see them too whenever you see them. And it's like at the end of the day, you're still your own person. Like, yes, we love them so much and we're like partners for life, you know, or whatever. Maybe it's just your boyfriend. Either way, it's like we still need to be connected to ourselves. We still need to like love our own company, you know what I mean? Because no matter what happens in life, we're always going to be with ourselves, right? So it's like really nurturing that, you know, ourself and pouring love into ourselves. And as cliche as it sounds, the self-love is huge. Like when you really love yourself, it's like you can navigate a lot of things a lot easier as opposed to like just hating yourself or being down on yourself, like, which is kind of sometimes like how we're programmed, unfortunately. So it takes a lot of like reprogramming and restructuring to be like pouring into yourself, talking to yourself in positive ways, and just, yeah, having a really positive, confident self-concept is like huge when you're in a long distance relationship, because like insecurities can happen in relationships, whether they're close or not, whether you're living together or not. And I feel like that's just a really great way to safeguard yourself against falling into being insecure, I guess. It's like following through with what you say you're going to do. It builds confidence. Like doing things that you're passionate about builds confidence. And just like kind of developing this unshakable sense of like, I got this, like I can do anything, like I am powerful, I'm amazing, like I can persevere, I'm resilient, I'm strong, like all these things. It just makes you more magnetic. It makes you more desirable. It makes you more like stronger, right? And these are all just great qualities in general. And I think sometimes long distance relationships force us to really do that inner work and that inner reflection more than just having somebody there all the time, like with you, because it's like you don't really necessarily need to do all that work, you know? But when you're alone with yourself, like, what's the option, right? It's like, so sometimes it's like kind of a blessing in disguise. And that quote, it's like the heart, or no, the distance makes the heart grow fonder, is very true. Having breaks from your significant other, even if you don't want to, it's actually amazing, because when you meet up again, it's just like fireworks a lot of the time. I mean, it can be kind of weird sometimes where they come home and you have to like readjust and like relearn each other because you've spent so much time apart. It's like, so that's kind of interesting. But again, it depends on your partner. It depends on the people, the chemistry you have. But it's also like, I take the mindset that it's fun, that it's like exciting, you know, to like, yes, it sucks that he has to be gone, but it's also amazing because you get to miss them, you get to yearn for them, he gets to yearn for me. And like when you get together again, it's just so amazing. It's like a vacation, even though you're just at home. It's like just a dream. I don't know, it's like so amazing when they get to come home, that I'm almost like grateful that he does have to leave sometimes, because otherwise, you know how couples are when they're like with each other all the time and they're just bickering and fighting and they never get time apart. And it's kind of just like, you get kind of like, you know, with your person. So yeah, I mean, just like always finding the silver linings and things, and like, and also just like don't compare yourself to people. I know it's hard sometimes when you see other couples that get to be with each other all the time, and like it's so, they're like so lucky. I've had that thought so many times. I'm like, you're so lucky you get to be with your person like all the time, day in and day out. But you, again, just bring it back to your own life, refocus on your own self. Nobody's journey is the same as another person, so like why even compare, why even think about it? And just like really appreciating and purposefully thinking about the good things in your life, in your relationship, and how grateful you are for them. Because I truly think that when you think about the things that you're grateful for, it raises your vibration, and it just makes you have even more things to be grateful for. It's like because you're focused on it, it keeps bringing more and more stuff to be grateful for, you know? And so yeah, I'm like trying to think what other things that would I say about a long distance relationship. If you have children, just keeping them informed, keep talking about your person, like if it's their father especially, just like always talking positively about him, like I miss daddy, daddy's so awesome, I can't wait for daddy to get back, like, and just like always speaking positively, even if you ever like have a fight or anything, like just always keep it positive or at least neutral. Because kids are kids. They deserve to be kids. They don't need to know all the drama, if there is any. They don't need to know if you're fighting. They don't need to know this and that. Like, that's for you and your relationship only. Oh, and another thing that's really important that I'm thinking of now is never ever have a third person involved if you're having a conflict. Like, don't be going to tell your mom or your sister or your brother, like your friend, about whatever it is that you're having difficulty with in your relationship. It's never a good idea. Never a good idea. Just don't do it. I know it's tempting to because you want to vent or whatever. I highly recommend against it because you just never know. Like, people are going to give you weird advice. They're going to have different distorted views about stuff. They're never really actually helpful. And then you're sorry that you told them anything. It's like, just don't do it. Just save yourself the headache of like getting other people involved and just keep it to yourself and like really do your best to just communicate with that person about whatever it is, because more than likely it's that one person, like your partner, that's going to be able to help you solve that. Nobody else. And yeah, just having clear communication, making that person know that you desire them all the time and vice versa. Know that you, like, let them know that you're thinking about them. Writing them letters, sending them notes, sending them stuff, you know, is like so. I personally love doing that. Even though I could just text him, I drew some art and I wrote a letter on it and I sent it to him. I still have love letters that we wrote each other when we first met, before Instagram and all that was a thing, before FaceTime was even a thing. I have like piles of love letters that like I should frame them. Like, they're so precious to me and I'm so grateful. Like, we had a true love story. Maybe I'll make a video about that. But yeah, I hope this is helpful for you guys, and I'm sure I missed something. I'm gonna think about it right after I end this recording. But I just, yeah, if you're in a long distance relationship, just know just treasure it. Just try your best to see the silver linings and appreciate the uniqueness of it and the fact that distance truly does make the heart grow fonder. So bye, you guys.